Sai, Ya Sai, Ya Sai. Thank you, Nivedama, for inviting me to meet Baba and so many beautiful blessings of Baba sitting around me. Thank you. Delighted to be here, blessed to be here, and looking forward to a lovely evening of Baba and togetherness and oneness. It's after a long time I'm in a different city and seeing so many new faces. Normally my Bangalore, Chennai, when I visit, everybody knows me. But the first time is always very beautiful because I get to know you, you get to know me, and we get to know our Baba better. So thank you for coming to spend this evening with Baba and me. It makes it so much more beautiful. Thank you. The journey of my life has been very special. People say that they have chosen their path. I always say that the path has chosen me. It's very different here. Baba has chosen me, the path has chosen me. I was a young girl running a business, very successful, very spiritual by nature from my childhood days, but I didn't know him till I was 29. I believed in Mata Rani, in Devi Ma Durga. We used to go to Vaishno Mata. I'm an ardent Krishna lover, which I still am. That has not changed. I used to keep my Monday fast for Shivji. The usual, how we grow up in a partly spiritual, partly religious and very spiritual family. I come from an army family, born to parents who were very spiritual taught me all that from when I was very little. And then suddenly in my life, this amazing man embraced me, my Baba, my love. He just came to my life like a breath of fresh air. He filled me up with his love. He filled me up with his light. He filled me up with his energies. And before I knew, I had ceased to exist. It sounds strange, but yes, there is no me here at all. There is no me here at all. There is just Baba and more of Baba. I normally joke with my close ones that when I die, if you cut open, just slit my, a vein in my body, blood is not going to flow out. What will flow out will be just Sai, 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 because there is so much Sai inside me. So I think even if the blood flows out, you're only going to see Sai flowing out of me, nothing more than that. I'm just telling you about me before I start today's message because I'm meeting you for the first time. Very early when I met Baba, very early into my meeting him, he gave me this blessing of these gift of healing that Baba blessed me with. He told me that I have some gift, special blessing from him, that if I place these hands on anybody, they will get better. And honestly, when you're in your 20s, I don't see anybody in 20s sitting around me, but we've all been in our 20s earlier. You are not very serious about these kind of things. So Baba's messages would come and I would just ignore them. So many messages saying that if you place your hands on anybody, they will heal. And I used to just smile and say, how is that even possible? It's not going to happen. And then eventually it started happening in my life. It started with my mother, who had a very severe backache suddenly. I think some nerve had twitched. And my rather strong mother was screaming in agony suddenly, and I couldn't lift her, I couldn't move her, take her to a doctor. Papa was not there. Mobile phones were not there. So what do you do at that time? I just looked at her and thought my only option is to put my hands on her like Baba says. So I placed my hands on Mama, and they instantly started heating up. This amazing warmth I felt in them that I had never known before. And within moments, Mama healed. Much to her surprise, she also turned and said, what did you just do? And I told her, Mama, I have no idea. I had a message. I just placed my hands on you. My journey started with that little healing of Mama. Then, of course, somebody had a cough or a cold or a headache. I would just go place my hands. It became more like a, what should I say? I was enjoying it. Something new you find in your hands. So if somebody said, I have a headache, I would say, come sit. I'll just heal you, and they would get better. And then, of course, I don't know how many of you have read my book. Have you read my book? Some of you have. Okay, for those who haven't, you have to read the book because today's talk is about Baba's message. I won't go very much into the book, but my entire life changed when I came in contact with a young boy who was 19. The entire story of Baba's miracles, how he survived a very severe accident, is in the book. But I'll tell you how my life changed with him. I was still running my business, enjoying these little healings I was doing. And then one day suddenly this young 19-year-old boy from Delhi Public School, Noida, celebrating his board exam results with his friends, he went out and his car toppled over and there was a severe brain injury. It's a very long story of Baba's miracles and Leelas, how he came back to life from being declared brain dead, from, you want to hear the story? Yes, I'm making it short, but then Baba's message will go longer. Are we here to spend the whole evening? No hurry, right? No hurry to get back home? Sure? Because Baba's given a specific message which I want to share as well. So I'll first cover the story briefly. So this young boy had met with an accident and making it really short, the doctor said he could not be saved. He was moved from one hospital to a bigger one. He was moved to Apollo, Delhi, where also the doctor said he's brain dead. And they asked the father to claim the body of the boy. I talk like this because it's been part of my life for the last 25, 30 years now. But when it happened, it was traumatic for parents who were just celebrating their sons. You know, he stopped his exams, he stopped his school, he wants to be a lawyer. And within moments, somebody says he's not going to survive. You're not ready for it, right? So anyhow, the father called his doctor friend mid of the night and said, please come. I cannot deal with this. They're saying claim the body. I can't do this. Just come and do the paperwork. So the father was there. The mother was at home. They were not believers of Baba. But my parents had heard about the accident and sent them a little note through our office boy saying that we believe in Sai Baba of Shirdi and we are sending you the sacred Udi, the Vibhuti, and we believe this can heal and save anyone. Please, if you can, apply this to your boy and we believe our Baba will bless him. And they just said a prayer. We had no idea who they were, nothing at all, and they sent that note to the boy's house. While this was all happening, the Udi had reached, Baba had reached their family. That night, the lady, the mother, was at home with, she was at home with her sister. The father was in the hospital. When they said claim the body and he called for his friend, the friend reached who was also a neurosurgeon. He asked the surgeon, why aren't you, he was a neurophysician, I'm sorry. He said, why aren't you operating on the boy? They said, because there is no hope. There's nothing we can do about it. His entire brain has opened up. We can't even fix it back. There is no point. Brain is dead and the body is slowly giving away, so there's nothing we can do. He insisted and said, please operate upon the boy, it's okay. They said, you'll just have lakhs of bills and nothing. I'm telling you, I have 30 years of experience. I can do nothing with this boy. He said, it's okay. You still take him into OT. Just let it be one last chance. Anyway, we've lost him. So you tell us after the surgery, it's the same answer, right? You take him in. While this was happening in hospital, the mother had a dream at home. She saw Baba. She didn't even know Baba is what she later told us. She didn't even know Baba. Her father used to believe in Baba apparently, so she had seen Shirdi Sai Baba. He was sitting under a tree in the dream, wearing his white kafni, and in his lap, Rishi was lying. Rishi is the name of the boy. He was lying in the lap. His head was literally open and scattered around Baba. And Baba was, it gives me goosebumps when I talk about it even now after years. Baba was picking up those pieces and fixing them back. And the mother was sitting next to Baba and howling and saying, Baba, save my child. Baba, save my child. What will happen? Save him, save him. And Baba is slowly, patiently taking one piece, fixing it, taking another, till he picked up all the pieces there, picked up the last one, fixed it back again there. And then he looked at the mother and said, don't cry. It will take some time, but Rishi will be fine. रो मत, थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा, पर Rishi बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएगा. At this, the mother woke up and she was terrified. Why did I see the dream? What has happened to my Rishi? She started calling the hospital. She called hospital, and at the same time, they later told me, the doctor came out, the surgeon, and he said, I cannot believe what has just happened inside. 30 years of my experience on one side and this one surgery on the other side. He said, it will take some time, but Rishi will be fine. The words were the exact words that Baba had spoken in the dream, that the doctor said to the father, which they probably exchanged later and when they told me about it. Rishi survived, he came home, and just to spread good energies like we are meeting today here, we decided, me and my friends, my younger days, I had a group of friends who used to do bhajans. I requested them, can you please come to Rishi's house and just sing some bhajans to get some positive environment, some positive energy into the house. There was so much negativity there with all that had happened. He came home after 3 months of being in hospital. And when I had first seen Rishi, I thought I'm going to meet this young boy who has topped his school and he went through a surgery, he's back home. When I had entered Rishi's room, he was on a hospital bed. And I promise you, Baba knows, there was no boy on the bed, there was just bones on the bed. I couldn't even see a boy. 3 months of being so critical, being declared brain dead, it had completely taken out everything from that kid. It would just look like there were some bones there. You had to closely look to see, oh, there is a face there as well. He was paralyzed completely. His head was on one side. He could not even control the saliva that was drooling. He was just sitting, lying there lifeless, literally. Just some prana inside him, but nothing more than that. When we were doing the bhajan in their house, there was a darbar of Baba which they would put up, pictures and pictures on the wall, and diyas lit around Baba. It was beautiful, lit lights out, very few lights. It was so, so beautiful to see Baba like that. So we were all singing and I was sitting in front of Baba, and that typical picture of Baba, which most of us have one in our houses, the one with his head tilted to one side, no? Where he smiles with his little, that smile. That picture was in front of me, I remember. And Baba spoke to me. And Baba always speaks to me. I've been speaking to him from when I met him, and before that I used to speak to Devi Ma and Krishna. So I've always had conversations with God, this part of me when I refer to it. That day Baba looked at me and he said, go heal Rishi. So I looked back at Baba and said, are you joking with me, Baba? Healing somebody's headache or backache or cough cold is okay. Have you seen that child? If I was so strong, I would have been a doctor. I can't even go close the condition he's in. And you're asking me to heal him. No, Baba, I can't do this. To which Baba said, go heal Rishi. I again looked at him and I said, Baba, please don't put me through this. I cannot do this. And then he gave me that dazzling smile of his, that tilted head, big smile. And he said, do you trust in me? I said, of course I do. Then go heal Rishi. So it was like there was no option left for me. So I just said, Baba, you have me caught now. I trust you. Okay, go heal him. So I said, okay. So I went to Rishi's parents. I said, Baba wants me to heal him. Are you okay with it? They said, do what you want to do. Anyways, he's in such a bad shape. You're okay with it. I went to his house, I think a day or two later. I was not a healer. I think still today, all of us here who are healers, we are not healers. Baba is our healer. We don't even know what happens. He passes through us. He flows through us as this very powerful force, this energy, and heals everybody. We are only channels. We do nothing really. It's just the language English that you have no other way to introduce yourself. So you say, oh, I am a healer. Actually, I am not a healer. My Baba is my healer. I am nobody. That day I went to Rishi, I looked at him and I thought, where should I start? Legs paralyzed, arms paralyzed. Everything was just amiss. I thought, let me talk to him and ask him, where is it paining most? I'll start from there. So I went close to Rishi and I looked at him and smiled and I said, Rishi, I'm Didi. At home I'm called Pooja. Dijan Jaiva, he's the official name, but my parents call me Pooja. So I told him, I'm Pooja Didi and I've come to help you get better. You want to get better? And he didn't say yes, no, I think he couldn't even smile because of the paralysis. His eyes smiled at me very clearly, they shimmered, yes. I said, great. Can you tell me where is it paining most, Rishi? Can you just try to explain to me? And then he just stayed quiet. Then I went back to his parents and I said, I want to know where it hurts. Please ask him to speak to me. To which they said, no, he's not able to speak. So I said, oh, I went back to him and I thought, let me start by healing his throat. I thought the trauma had taken his voice away. So if I heal his throat and he speaks, at least we'll have a conversation. At least I will know how to help him. Is he getting better? So very instinctively I thought, but today I understand it was part of that very large divine plan that was working around me to change my life forever, that my hands went on his throat. There was a big hole here. I could see the cords, the vocal cords. It was quite scary, if I may use the word for me. I mean, I was, now today, years later as a healer, I'm much better. But back then, to even put my hands there was difficult for me. I put my hands, I closed my eyes and I said, Baba, heal. I knew nothing else. I told him, Baba, do what you have to do now. We prayed. I went back 2-3 days later again. And I said, Rishi, try speaking. I'm healing your throat. Speak. Say Baba. He was so adorable. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. But for me, because Didi is telling him, he started trying to speak. And he would say, Baba, Baba. I could see the lips moving, but no sound. I prayed more. I healed more. I chanted more. Rishi, please, Rishi, you can do this. Try again, beta. Try again. And then I heard this very soft, very soft. I mean, you can barely hear it. I ran to his parents. I said, I hear a sound, please come. They also got excited, came running inside with me. I said, Rishi, now say Baba. I could hear it, very soft. But the parents just stood and said, no. I said, you're not listening to it, you can't hear it. They said, no. I felt very bad, like I can hear it. I'm more patient now. In my 20s, I wasn't as patient. I was a little annoyed. Why can't they hear when I can hear it? So then, third day, I went back. This is within a span of a week, 10 days. I was visiting off and on in between my office. I went back and that day, I could hear the Baba louder. It was Baba, Baba. Then again, I called his parents. And they again said, we can't hear anything. So now I was angry with Baba this time, like why can't anybody hear it? So I went home and I fought with Baba so much. I told him, listen Baba, I didn't want to be a healer. I didn't ask you for this energy. I didn't even ask you that you should make me heal Rishi. You're the one who sent me. You're the one who blessed me with the energy. Now why isn't he speaking then? How will I heal any other thing if he can't even speak? So I got really angry with Baba, fought with him. And then I started chanting. I do that often, very often, whenever I am very low or very high on energy, I'll be chanting, either ways. I started chanting Baba's Gayatri mantra. I don't know how many of you know Baba's Gayatri, but I was chanting the Gayatri mantra. On a normal day, if we chant the Gayatri mantra, it goes like, Om Shri Shirdi Sai Vidmahe Satchidanandaya Dhimahi Tanno Sai Prachodayat. That day I was chanting, Om Shri Shirdi Sai Vidmahi Satchidanandaya Dhimahi Tanno Sai Prachodayat. Then the next beat, shouting, crying, screaming, chanting. By the time I finished 108 times, I was exhausted. I just cried, put my head there on Baba's feet. We had this beautiful glass room in Mama Papa's house. Baba's idol in the center. He was sitting on a mattress, a high-raised mattress. So I put my head there and I fell asleep. I didn't go to my room, nothing. I just fell asleep there after crying. That night, when I was there with Baba, I heard a sound. I don't know till today whether I was awake or asleep, whether it was in a dream or whether Baba spoke to me, I don't know. But very clearly I heard, Rishi will speak. 3 words. Very clear. I woke up in the morning and back then I trusted my Baba like mad. And today I trust my Baba like mad. If somebody tells me that God bless, that I have a few hours to live, I will still smile and say, great Baba, if you've chosen it, this life must be done, let's go to the other side. I'm going to be happy come what may because I trust him so much. There is no question of asking why Baba or how Baba, it doesn't happen. Sairam Baba, keep it like that. So that day when he said Rishi will speak, I trusted that Rishi will speak. If Baba has said, Rishi has to speak. I called up his mother and I told her, Auntie, don't worry, it's all sorted. I know you can't hear him, but Baba came in the night and told me Rishi is going to speak. So you don't have to worry, he will speak. That night, That day, after I had a call with Rishi's mother, now comes the other part of the story, which they told me much later. Rishi's mother went and told the father that she has just called to say that Baba has told her Rishi is going to speak. I think we should not lie to her. Father said, it's okay. What was the lie about? Rishi's discharge summary, when he was discharged from the hospital, it said that during the brain surgery, his voice box, which gives speech to us, apparently, if there are any doctors here, you would know that, medical students would know that. There is a voice box in our brain, it's part of the brain, which sends signals to our vocal cords, our throat, and then we speak. That voice box was damaged completely, they had to remove it. So he did not have the organ for speech in his brain, plus his vocal cords had got, I told you there was a hole here, they were also severely damaged. So as per his discharge summary, for this life, Rishi was not going to speak, which is something they had not told me. So when the mother said, I feel like we are cheating her. Look at her faith and look at what we are doing, let's tell her. The father said, she's a little girl, let her do what she likes to do, don't mess with her faith, let her be. They didn't tell me. This happened that morning, I think it was a Saturday if I remember correctly. 2 hours later, just 2 hours later, auntie called me back, Rishi's mother, and she was howling into the phone. She used to do that very often. Anything would happen to Rishi, she would call me and cry, Pooja, what should I do? Tell me, beta, what to do? And she would cry. That day also she called and she started crying. I said, auntie, speak, I'm getting very nervous. What happened? Tell me. She went on crying, auntie, please, auntie, what happened? What happened? She couldn't speak, she gave the phone to somebody else. And on the other side, I heard a voice which said, Pooja, Didi, and that was Rishi. He spoke. Yes. The grace of Baba, Rishi spoke, and I get so much gooseflesh when I talk about this. So Rishi spoke, and for me, when he spoke to me, I was happy. I was not surprised because Baba had told me the previous night, Rishi will speak. So what was the big deal about it? I mean, Baba had anyway said he's going to speak, he spoke. After that, we drove, my whole family, we went, we wished Rishi, we congratulated him. His parents still did not tell me anything. Then my phone rang and I got a call and I said hello, and there was a doctor on the other side from Apollo. And he says, Madam, I'm Dr. So-and-so. Are you the girl who healed Rishi? And I was like, who has helped Rishi get his voice back? I said, yes, sir. Madam, what did you do? It is not possible. I said, why is it not possible? I just prayed. He spoke. Have you read his discharge summary? I said, no. Then he said, ma'am, he does not have the organ for speech. This is impossible. And I froze. I said, sir, but he's speaking. Yes, we know he's speaking, but what did you do? Honestly, in that moment, it hit me so hard that I fell ill. It sounds ridiculous, but for 7 days I was in fever after that. The shock of it, more than the happiness or the surprise, you're a young girl running your work, business, you're doing everything. You don't expect that you will put your hands on somebody and you will do something which is a medical miracle. I was not expecting it in the least, not at all. I just thought Baba wants me to go help somebody who's in pain. That day, my life changed forever. That day, I realized that each of us have within us the blessing, the ability, the grace of the God, of Guru so strong that we can get anything we want. You have to understand one very important point here. Very important. This is the essence of what I just spoke. Bhagavad Gita says, you are God. When I was younger, I used to think it's wrong. I thought it's a misprint. They're trying to say God is within me. I am not God, obviously. God is inside me. That day after Rishi's episode of healing, I understood actually when they say you are God, it means all that Shakti, all that energy, all that light which is in my Guru, in my God is also inside me. I just have to be pure I just have to have that faith to be able to give out that same energy to anybody who needs it. And that's how I became a healer. And that's how all of these people sitting here became healers. And today we are healers across the world. And I'm very happy to share with you that Rishi was one episode, one case that I share with you because it was my first one. Today, it is like every other day my healers are creating same miracles. So many miracles that we have seen. Tumors have disappeared, cancers have disappeared, fibroids have disappeared, stones have melted. Basic things like migraines, headaches, and they're all witness to it. They're doing it. I mean, I'm not saying something that is. Every healer has the same grace, the same energy that I had. And the more beautiful thing about being a healer is, like I say, that every Baba devotee must experience this energy. Because to love Baba is one thing, to worship Baba is one thing, but to feel your Guru, your God, flowing through you as energy is totally another thing. When we sit in our meditations or we enter a shrine, all our hands heat up like fire suddenly. I just walked in and my hands were burning. I'm sure many of these sitting here will smile and say it happened with them because we are on a very high vibration or a high frequency. When we come to a place which has high frequency, there's a temple, mandir, shrine, we are on the same wavelength. So we pick it up immediately. Our hands start heating up and it's a beautiful energy. It's not like the normal heat or warmth. It's exceptional. It feels, if I even put my own healing hands on my head, I go into a space of trance. It's such a beautiful energy. And it heals us. It heals me physically, mentally, emotionally, karmically. It heals, it is said, we use Reiki as well. Reiki Ma we call Reiki. Along with Baba Siddhi that I have, we've combined the two powerful energies. So it is written that just by getting initiated into the energy, our karmas get cleansed. Karmas get healed, we live better lives. And today when I travel across the world and meet my healers, what is different about us is we are happier souls than the other people we meet. We are more peaceful, we are more fulfilled inside. And that is what makes it special. I think we are a different breed of people completely. And we are happy that Baba has chosen us to do this work. So that was my journey with Baba, and that is what made me a healer, and that's what the path I'm walking today, helping people across the world live better lives, live healthier lives, who are initiated into healing, or we are helping them with the healing. That was one part of the journey. And now let's move to Baba's message for today. So are we ready for the message as well? Yes.